Okay, we have seen the growth of charge across the capacitor in LCR series circuit. Now we are going to discuss the discharge of a capacitor through inductor and resistor in series. That is discharge of charge across capacitor in LCR circuit. For this, we are considering the circuit as in the previous case. The circuit will be like this. L, R and C connected to the cell through the key. E is the cell, and here two keys K1 and K2. K2 is kept open. This key is kept open. The capacitor is charged to a maximum value Q0 by closing the key K1. So if this key is keeping open and this key is closed, only this circuit will work. So that if we close the key K1, the capacitor will getting charged, and continue this charging up to a value of Q0. Now opening the key K1. Now open the key K1 and closing key K2. This key. Now what will happen? The charge on the capacitor. Now what we have done in the first step, this key is open and this key is closed, so this capacitor gets charged to a steady state value Q0. Now this key is open and this key is closed, so that this circuit will work, this circuit won't work. So the charge on the capacitor will start discharge through this L and R. Okay, let I be the current in the circuit and Q be the charge in the capacitor at any instant during discharge. So when it starts discharging, let I be the current and Q be the charge at any instant in the circuit during discharge. So that the equation of EMF in the circuit can be written as L into di by dt across inductance plus Ri across resistance plus Q by C across capacitors is equal to 0. Is equal to 0 because we have now broken the EMF, the voltage of the current in the cell, so that the applied EMF will be 0. So this equation will become like this. And as in the previous case, we are substituting I is equal to dq by dt. This is the current. This is the rate of charge flow per unit time. So di by dt, d square q by dt square, and this equation will become like this. And these terms are rearranging like this. These steps are all same as that we have done in the case of growth of charge. And we are putting R by Ls to be 1 by LCS k square, so that this equation will become like this. This is named as 2, this is 1. And now the general solution of this second order differential equation is Q is equal to e raised to minus b plus square root of b square minus k square into t plus b into e to the power minus b minus square root of b square minus k square into t. You know how this comes. Because the possible solution of this equation will be of the form a raised to alpha, so that and if we are differentiating with respect to x or t twice, we will get a quadratic equation, and by solving that quadratic equation we will get the alpha like this, and so that the general solution will be getting in this form. You have done these steps in the case of oscillator, damped harmonic oscillator, in your second semester classes. The same steps, finding the solution like this though. So this is an individual solution, and the general solution is the combination of these two. Okay, so a and b are arbitrary constants. When t is equal to 0, so we are putting the initial conditions. So t is equal to 0, q is equal to q0, and a plus b is equal to, when putting t is equal to 0, we will get a plus b is equal to 0. Sorry, a plus b is equal to q0. And if we are differentiating this equation with respect to t, we will get this equation like this. Differentiating with respect to time. This is in the form of e raised to minus x, and we are differentiating this. You do write on a paper and try to find these steps. It is easy. It's just a differentiation with respect to t. So we will get dq by dt like this. When t is equal to 0, dq by dt is equal to 0. That we will get from this equation. Or no, when t is equal to 0, that is initially the time is initially when the discharge starts, the initial charge is a steady state value, that is q is equal to q0, so that there is no change in the value of the charge, therefore the time derivative will be 0. That is how this comes. At t is equal to 0, dq by dt is equal to 0. Applying this condition into this equation, so what will get this equation at putting the value t is equal to 0 here and dq by dt 0 here, so that this equation will become like this, and we will get an equation and rearranging the terms, and we will get a minus b is equal to bq0 by square root of b square minus k square. This is equation 5 and this is equation 4. So this is equation a plus b is equal to q0, and this is a minus b is equal to in this form. So these are two linear equation, a plus b and a minus b. So solving this equation, you have already studied solving these equations, such equations, linear equations, like x plus y is equal to 2 and x minus y is equal to 3. You know how to solve this equation. Adding and subtracting will give the value of the will solve the equations. So solving this, you are adding and subtracting these two equations, we will get a and b like this. So a and b, if you add this equation we will get a, and if you subtract this equation we will get b. Putting these values of a and b in equation back into this equation number 3. So we have found out the value of a and b, and we are putting back this value of a and b into this equation. So what we'll get as q is equal to in this form. Q is in this lengthy form. So this is the q is in this form. So this is the equation representing the charge at any time on the in the circuit when the discharge is occurring. Okay, so this is the equation. Now we have to consider 3 particular cases of this situation during the discharge. What is the situations? You already know because you have done such cases, you have occurred with such cases in the case of damped harmonic oscillator. So here in the exponential term, there are one term square root of b square minus k square into t. So according to the value of b and k, the nature of this charge will vary. So these are the 3 cases. So first case is b square greater than k square. If b square greater than k square, b square minus k square will be a real positive value. That is, the charge of the capacitor decays exponentially. That is, this exponential value is a real. That means the charge decays exponentially, becomes 0 asymptotically. This is represented by the curve 1. Okay, the discharge is known as overdamped, non-oscillatory or deadbeat. This is known as overdamped case or non-oscillatory, or also called as deadbeat. Okay, now the second case, when b square is equal to k square. and b square is equal to k square. In this equation, this term will become 0. Okay, this term will become exponential factor will become 0, so that this equation can be written as q is equal to q 0 into 1 plus bt e raised to minus bt. This represents a non-oscillatory discharge. This discharge is known as critically damped. The charge decreases to 0 exponentially in a short time. So what will happen is, in a very short time interval, the charge decreases exponentially very fastly into 0. So this is critically damped case. This is the second case. Now we are considering the third case. If b square is less than k square, what will happen if b square less than k square? So that b square minus k square will become imaginary. This will become negative, so the square root will be I omega, so it will become imaginary, where we have put omega is equal to square root of k square minus b square. So the equation will become this equation will become this equation. In this term, this will become I omega. So the exponential term will be I omega into t, and here minus I omega into t, so that this equation will become q is equal to half q0 and e raised to minus bt, and this terms. So this equation, the exponential factor will become I omega into t. Now what we are doing here is, q e raised to minus bt is common. It's keeping outside the brackets, and we are combining the we are combining the similar terms together. That is e to the power I omega t. Here look this equation. E to the power I omega t is the first term. Here e to the power minus I omega t is the first term in this bracket, and look, there is a 1 by 2 factor in the outside. So we are taking this 1 by 2 factor inside this bracket and keeping these two terms outside the bracket. So what will happen? q0 e raised to minus bt is outside and this 2 is inside. So first two terms e raised to I plus omega t plus e raised to minus I omega t by t, and the remaining term b by omega is taking as common outside the bracket, and the remaining term is e raised to I omega t minus e raised to minus I omega t divided by 2i. So and this is cos omega t and this is sin omega t. You know already these values. So substituting this into this equation, so we will get q0 e raised to minus bt cos omega t plus sin omega t, and let omega is equal to k sin alpha. Let omega is equal to k sin alpha and b is equal to k cos alpha. If you are putting this into this equation, we will get q0 is equal to q0 raised to minus bt by omega into k cos omega t sin alpha plus cos omega t. This is of the form sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. So this will become sin a plus b, and from these two equation tan alpha will become omega by b. So this equation q will become this, and k into sin omega t plus alpha. Now q is equal to, therefore q will become q0 e raised to minus r by, we are substituting back the value of b, r by 12 into t, and omega omega is, we have already substituted square root of k square minus b square, and we are putting the value of k and b, so that omega will become like this, and k is equal to 1 by root LC. We are substituting all the values back into this equation, so we will get the equation like this, length equation like this. That is what we are doing is, we are substituting the value of b, that is r by 12, and the value of k 1 by root LC, and the value of omega, that is square root of omega square minus k square. We are substituting that terms, and sin omega t plus alpha. We are substituting the value of omega plus alpha. So we are getting a lengthy equation like this, that is the charge at any instant time t in the circuit during discharge will be like this. This represents a damped oscillatory charge as by curve 3. This is the curve representing this equation, because we know there is a sine function here, so this is sinusoidally varying function, so its nature will be oscillatory. That's how this curve comes. The charge oscillates above or below till it's finally settled down to zero value. Since the sine um, due to the nature of this function, it's will oscillating, and due to this exponential factor, its amplitude will be decreasing as time goes on. That's how its amplitude decreases as time goes on, because this is an minus of exponential factor. So as the time increases, its value amplitude value decreases. This represents the value of amplitude. The frequency of oscillation in the circuit therefore can be found out by the equation nu is equal, this is nu not v, is equal to omega by 2 pi, because omega 2 pi by omega is the time period, so inverse of time period will give you the frequency. So substituting the value of omega square root of k square minus b square by 2 pi, we will get, this is the value of k and b. So we will get the frequency of oscillation as 1 by 2 pi square root of 1 by LC minus r square by 4l square. When r is equal to 0, if a resistance is not connected in the circuit, the frequency will become 1 by 2 pi square root of LC. This is the case of LC circuit. The condition for oscillatory discharge is r square by 4l square, very much less than 1 by LC. Very much less than 1 by LC means this value is very less compared to this, so that it will become 1 by approximately 1 by 2 pi square root of LC. It's purely oscillatory. Or this condition can also be written as r less than 2 square root of L by C. So this is the this is all about the discharge of charge across a capacitor in a series LCR circuit. So we have discussed the growth and both the growth and decay of charge in an LCR circuit. Okay.